So, it's been a while since I've posted a video to my page, Diary of a Junkie, Road to Recovery. What a crazy day. What a crazy week. Recovery. You know, we like to say that everything in life happens for a reason. My son, on August 2nd of 2015, was a passenger in a car accident where his best friend died and he was left quadriplegic. I had been in recovery for, I think, 5 years at the time. And had social services out of my life. I ended up buying a home. I was trying to buy the house right before the accident. I got my credit scores up. I was getting enrolled in school, and then life threw that at me. And my son, my family. And so I ran. And I ran 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 and I ran. They had him 6 hours away in a hospital. Quadriplegic. And here I was, I was still, at that time, even though I wasn't in trouble with the law for many years and had social services out of my life, I was doing well. And it knocked me on my ass. And, I was on the Suboxone program, and, but that was just a tool. I was going to groups. I was an outpatient, still am, and they had him on all these meds. They had him 6 hours away from me. I stayed in hotels. I didn't know if he was going to live or die. And then 2.5 months after the accident, they never addressed any psychological stuff. 2 months after the accident, 2.5 months after the accident, they sent him home. They sent him home with a bunch of drugs. And he needed them at the time. And then I didn't put a clock in his room, so he wasn't counting the days, the times between pills, because all he had was to escape in his head. And I had to become his nurse. Like, nurse. I'm not a nurse. I had, at that time, my two ones, littler ones, were 11 and 10. And I had to kind of like push them to the side, push my recovery to the side. I just took the Suboxone, and I didn't have time for meetings anymore. I didn't have time for groups. I didn't have time for anything, because in recovery, you have to have that time. You have to, no matter what. But I couldn't, because it was like a devastating event. His best friend who stayed with us part-time died in the accident. And I had to try to love my son until he could try to love himself. And I had to do wound care and catheter care and all this other stuff, and in the meantime, where was my recovery? I was still on medication maintenance, but I left. I didn't have time. I couldn't do treatment for the first 2 months he was home. I had just a couple of aides, and I'm paying out of pocket, a brand new house, and just trying to get by day by day, you know. And then mental health meds. I put myself last. My husband is a now recovering alcoholic. He hasn't drank in 6 months, and I had to end up kicking him out of the house and until he quit drinking. And I did have a relapse right after the accident. It took a while for it to happen. It happened slow. But I had had so many years of recovery behind me at that point that I had the tools to put myself together, but I was getting ran into the ground, and understandably, because their psychiatric stuff was not happening. I begged and begged and begged, for Ryan to get the psychiatric care that he needed, and he refused to see counselors, and they gave him some medicine, and it helped for a little bit, and then they gave him some more medicine, and they'd increase it, but they weren't doing the right things. There was no counseling, and here he ran the public health nurses out of here. I went through several aides, and we live in a rural area, so I lost myself. And when I finally started putting myself together, I took all that anger that he threw my way because I knew he had nowhere else to put it. I took it, and I took it, and I took it, and I took it. And then my disease started creeping. And then I couldn't take Suboxone anymore, because my mouth was like a bloody mess, and my kidneys and liver and everything was just shutting down. The other day, my son ran me into the wall 3 times with his wheelchair. He was very abusive. He needs help. And I knew that I had taken as much as I could. And the only way that he was going to get help is if I forced it. Because I was there. Mom was there. Mom did everything. Because that's what moms do. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And he was so sick. He's so sick that he was out of his head. And my 2 little children, after I called the police and said, "You gotta get him out of here. I can't do it anymore. He's hurting me. He's running into me. And we're arguing, we're screaming, we're fighting. I can't make him want to live." And it was making me just go crazy. And then my younger children, So I fired an aide that was doing drugs, and kicked Brian out of here in hopes that somebody else would be able to see what nobody else was seeing. You know, our aides were like friends coming in. Anyway, let's get back to recovery. Come on, Gizzy. My children got taken from me the other day. I peed clean. I have a few more months under my belt now. I finally tested clean for marijuana. And they took them. Until Tuesday. I get to have a hearing, and you know what I want to do right now? I want to get fucking high! But you know what I'm not doing right now? I'm not getting high. I haven't been high in quite a while. And I'm hurting so bad. What do you do? What do you do? You do the right things and it doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter. My husband, clean. I'm clean. Remove the children like they haven't been through enough this year. They haven't been through enough. God. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. I love all my children. I don't understand how life can be so unfair. And I'm mad at God too. But you know what? Everything does happen for a reason. So those of you who are out there struggling, hold your heads up. Hold them up. Don't feed into the negativity to people who don't know you or your life. You have to put yourself in your recovery first before anything else will work. Unfortunately, bad things happen in life. But these bad things, they're not going to get me down. They just make me stronger. You know the old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. God is good every day. I will not get high again today. struggle. I will pray. But I will not get high today. Peace, love, and chicken grease. From my heart to yours. God is good. I think I might make it today. Keep your chin up. Don't let them bring you down. I'm about that far from cracking. But not yet. Not yet. I've been through so much worse than this. I can handle it. I just feel bad for my children. All of them. The ones I didn't raise. The one who got in an accident. The one I loved like my own who died in the accident. And my 2 boys who have been out of my home for a couple of days. It's okay. Mommy's gotten pretty smart over the past few years. I might stumble, I might trip, but you will never see me give up. Ever. Watch me. Watch me. One day at a time.